Sound test, there, yo.
This is the Iron Sharpens Iron Show with your host, Latrice Cook.
Good morning, good afternoon, rather, KAZI listeners. You are tuned into the Iron Sharpens Iron Show, our inaugural radio show, new spot as of today. We thank you so much for your listenership, your support of the Iron Sharpens Iron Show, and I am your host, Latrice Cook, on this fabulous Wednesday. Cannot say enough about how exciting it is to be here today to put some flavor in your ear. Just want to give a shout out to KAZI staff, board, and all the volunteers who work so tirelessly to bring you all information, radio, all kind of music, everything to continue to move our community forward, move our bodies to the music and move our ears to action. And so a shout out to all those who are with us today. And I just want to also say to those persons who continue to support us, we're doing a 40 by 40 right now, as Marian Nickerson would so happily say. I want 40 of my listeners who enjoy and support this show and the Melch Center to please send in your tax-deductible contribution to keep KAZI alive and well in celebration of our 40 years of service into this community. And so 40 by 40, I like what he did in putting that out there. We would love to have you all to be a part of the giving part of this station, the liveliness of this station by your gift, your contribution. So I just wanted to open up with that. Again, the Iron Sharpens Iron Show is a show that speaks to the views, the information, the resources that affect those persons that have previously been incarcerated and their families. We try to provide you all information that will help you if there are things that you need, or people who have actually had the lived experience of being incarcerated, and also telling you about their triumphs, their victories, and the things that still plague them, the barriers that they still face. And so we are excited to be here this afternoon. This is my first, I might keep referring to morning because I'm so used to being on in the morning, but I am glad to have this opportunity to sit in the seat during the lunch hour to talk to you all as you enjoy your food or whatever, your break away from your desk, so that you can get some enlightenment, so you will know how to support this particular community of persons who have experienced the criminal justice system, which is truly unjust. There are so many things that are going on, so many things to say about criminal justice and what reformation really is, or it ain't, or not. Those things about criminal justice that you continue to hear, you hear the advocacy, you hear people talking about change, but the actual real work of change comes from providing opportunities and providing the resources and the ear to hear from people who actually have been in the incarceral system. And so advocacy is needed, activism is needed, but actually resource providers are so much more needed, which is one of the reasons that I founded Melch Center. We are a resource provider to those persons that have previously been incarcerated and their families. And if you need any type of assistance with that, please contact us at 512-473-2525. That's the Melch Center, 512-473-2525. And to join into this conversation, I want you to take this number and call us at 512-836-2887, 512-836-2887. So without too much further ado, I just want to talk about always having someone sitting in the saddle next to me, either someone that's giving you some information about their services or their position that they may hold, or it can even be someone who has had the experience of incarceration and has moved on to do different things to make their life a little bit better than it was before incarceration. And this morning this afternoon, I keep saying morning, please forgive me. This afternoon, I am fortunate to have Tanisha Cleveland in the studio with me. Tanisha Cleveland was born and raised in Austin, Texas. She grew up in South Austin area. She attended Mendez Middle School and then later Johnson High School. She is now the mother of a 2-year-old. It was raised by a single parent who is a strong black woman. And Tanisha was certified as an adult, and when Tanisha was sentenced, she got certified as an adult and has spent and served 19 and a half years of a 20-year sentence. Good afternoon, Tanisha Cleveland.
Good afternoon, Latrice. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. I want to give you an opportunity just to talk about, first of all, who Tanisha Cleveland is. I met you as a person who sought out our services just to discuss some of the things that you are that you have dealt with, and some of the things that you are trying to finish accomplishing since you've been home, which you came home in 2019.
Yes.
And so I just want you to tell our listening audience first, who is Tanisha Cleveland and what happened to send you into the criminal justice system for 19 years? And at what age did this all happen?
Hello, I'm Tanisha Cleveland, born and raised in Austin, Texas. I made some bad decisions when I was young. I come from a strong-willed family. My mama, she raised me.
Give her a shout out.
I'm the only girl. I have 2 brothers on my mom's side. A little about me. My oldest brother, he was a bad influence on me, and I thought that was the way. So I started hanging with the wrong people, and I got caught up October 19, 1999. I was charged with capital murder, something I didn't do. My so-called friend killed this man and shot him in the head 3 times, and that changed my life, just experiencing that. I was 15 years old. I got certified as an adult. I went to the city and I was transferred to Del Valley County. From there, I fought my charge for a whole year, and I was sentenced to 20 years. So when I got in the system, TDC, 2001, it was a struggle. Just seeing that environment around nothing but women and, guards that treated you just like a number. Mm-hmm. And, they talked to you crazy. You was degraded. You had to strip in front of, females and the guards. And it was very degrading.
I just want to cut in just real quick. Tanisha's so soft-spoken, and I think that what's important right now in this conversation is being certified at 15, being in a situation of never having faced something this serious, recognizing that once you were facing this, what your term of a sentence could be, and that you were sentenced to 20 years and served 19. I want you to come forward there, and then we'll go back. How is it that they made you serve 19 years? Did you go up for parole? Because typically on an aggravated crime, you can go up for parole at a half of serving that time. Mm-hmm. So what happened there?
I had seen parole in 2010, where I served 10 years. When I came up for parole, the victim people protested me, mm-hmm. and they gave me a 3-year set-off. And I lost hope. I was angry, and I did my time my way.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, where if I have to do my whole 20 years, I'm just gonna, do it until they let me, go.
So did you feel, Tanisha, that like not actually making the first parole, did you feel hopeless for each time, even with the set off? Did you feel hopeless that when you would go up again, that you would not make parole, or and just not even go for your parole hearings? Or did you still pursue your parole opportunity?
I felt like every time I came up, they was gonna protest me, because my so-called friend that got me caught up in it, he got 55 years.
Oh.
So I knew, he wasn't gonna come up for parole no time soon. So I knew I was gonna catch it, being that I just had, a little sentence compared to his sentence.
512-836-2887, 512-836-2887 if you want to join into the conversation with myself and Tanisha Cleveland. Tanisha, and so just going back, so one of the things that you said was, and we talked in my office, you talked about the things that you learned or did not learn in prison as far as a job skill. You also talked about feeling the degradation of being a female who basically had to go in front of people, strip, all these things for so many, and at a young age. Did you have people who were mentors to you in there to safeguard you at that age? This is for the listening audience, for people who are having their kids right now who are facing this. Were there people that were around you who were people that helped you to stay safe?
When I was in TDC, I met some really amazing women.
Wow.
That I still keep in contact to this day. They was positive, and that's rare in that place because it's a lot of angry people in there, and you just never know. People are messed up in there, especially the guards.
Yeah.
But I have met some amazing people, that was, walking right with God, and they was always positive, and I used to love talking to them every day because we was on the same level, better in ourselves, and know that it's light at the end of the tunnel. One day.
Well, and we are about to go to break right now. I just wonder, in your efforts to recapture yourself, you shared about the things that you thought about the day that you were going to leave and how things were going to be for you. And when we come back on the other side, we're going to talk about that. Because one of the things that I see and I have seen in you is a person who actually is beautiful, who's intelligent, smart, and who's driven. Was that Tanisha Cleveland, even before incarceration, a driven person?
No, it wasn't me. I was lost. I didn't know my worth. But now I know my worth. I know where I'm headed in life. I think before I react to situations. Motivations, my family, my son. So I am that woman today.
Sometimes we have to go through things to bring us to another level, to that level that God has for us, to be in our purpose. And I'm sure that this has been a big ride for you, just making the transition from the cell block back to the block.
Yes.
And people think that because women go to prison, that things are a little bit more easier on women in the prison system.
No, it's not. It's worse.
Yeah. I think a lot of people think that, but we're going to talk about that when we come back. You are tuned into the Iron Sharpens Iron Show. I'm your host, Latrice Cook, at this fantastic lunch hour. And I am here with Tanisha Cleveland, and we will be right back to you. Hang on. We are back. You are tuned into the Iron Sharpens Iron Show, and I am in the studio this morning with Tanisha Cleveland, and we actually have a caller on the line. Caller, thank you so much for your phone call. You're on the Iron Sharpens Iron Show.
Hi, my name's Tiffany, and I just wanted to...
Tiffany, can you speak up just a little bit? There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I just wanted to tell Tanisha that I'm glad that she's telling her story, because I went to not prison, but I went to jail, and I thought it was like the end of my life. And thank God that I didn't go for a long time, but it was really bad. But it was an eye opener. But for what she's done, like, she didn't even do the crime, so I just feel like, wow, she has a story to tell. And I just wanted to chime in on, like, how did you just survive? I couldn't even survive counting.
Apparently you did, because you're on this phone.
Now, yeah.
Tiffany, thanks for your call. You want to hold on, or you can hang up, and she'll answer you.
I'll hang up. Thank you.
Oh, thanks for calling into the Iron Sharpens Iron Show.
Hello, Tiffany. Doing time, it's a mind thing. Either you're going to do it strong-minded or you're going to do it weak-minded. And the best choice is to do it, have a strong mind, and take one day at a time and stay focused. And think before you react to situations. Being locked up, it'll make you really think on your life, on where you messed up at, and how you can change it. You can be the change for somebody else's life. And that's a great feeling, because it's a lot of people right now that need to hear my testimony. And I thank you, Latrice, for having me here, to tell my story. And thank you, Tiffany, for calling in. Just stay focused and, try not to hang around the wrong people. Mm-hmm. Because people don't have your best interests at heart. And just stay focused and just take one day at a time and live your life, because it's the small things that count.
512-836-2887. And we do have another caller. As she's saying the things that she's saying, it really makes you really think about how quickly a wrong decision can change your life for an inordinate amount of time. And that really is something. Thank you, caller, you're on the Iron Sharpens Iron Show. Are you there? There you go.
Oh, yes. Oh, well, I was just calling to give my cousin a positive shout out. Like, I'm so proud of her. I am.
Who is this calling?
My name is Tiffany Davis.
Tiffany Davis. Well, thank you so much for calling in. Go ahead.
Tanisha, I am so proud of you. I definitely love the woman you have become. Yes. You have came a long way. Like, I'm literally crying. Like, you have came a long way, and I love you. Like, we talk, we text. We don't text every day, but every other day. But I let her know that I'm so proud of her.
Wow.
Like, she definitely is on her grind, and it's like everything is positive now. Like, nothing bad. Like, she has changed, and I am so proud of her. And God will continue to keep blessing her. Yes. To stay, keep your faith with God, take care of your baby, and just do what's right. And I love you, and I'll just have to call and let you know that, girl, I'm proud of you, girl.
Thank you so much for your call. Thank you so much for your call.
All right.
Keep listening. 512-836-2887 is the number. So, Tanisha, I want you to talk just a little bit about your transition, the things that came to mind when you recognized that you would be coming home. What were some of the things that were motivating factors for how your life has changed into such a positive situation today? What was it about coming out that you thought about, after 19 years? What were you thinking when you found out, I'm going home?
Well, whew, Lord, it was the best feeling ever. I had prayed and asked God to let me come home before my little brother's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And he blessed me on his birthday.
To be released?
To be released. On his birthday, he was 26. He turned 26, and that's the day I got released. When I got out, it was so different. Austin was different. And technology, back then, it was flip phones, beepers, and it was just, it was a big difference. When my mom and my dad and my nephew and my little cousin came and got me, the first thing I wanted was my phone. I wanted my phone. I was like, where's my phone? And my dad looked at me like, really? I was like, hey, I'm ready to get to it. And my little cousin, she taught me to get on Facebook. And I was like, Facebook? I was just in awe, because they didn't have that back then. If they did, I didn't know nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
So riding in the car, seeing the world, being in that dark place, it was mind-blowing.
I remember when you were sitting in my office, shout out to Billy Spivey and Terry Orr, all the people. Thank you all so much for watching us on Facebook Live and listening into this conversation. When you were in my office, I remember that you were turning around and you were looking out the window. And you shared with me, I just love being able to look outside and see outside. You talked about the fact that being outside or being able to look outside, a privilege and a blessing that was for you.
Yes.
What does that mean to you right now to be out and to be able to move around? As we say, you can move around the cabin when you don't have the air. What does it mean to you to be able to just be free?
Well, I learned it's not about the major things. It's about the small things. Being outside, smelling fresh air, be able to, walk out when I want. I'm able to eat, cook, whatever I want, wear different color clothes instead of white clothes all day. It have been
put on this beautiful glitter eyeshadow.
Yes. I mean, I can do these things, and it's the small things that I love now.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn, major things to get you caught up.
Mm-hmm.
What all look good ain't good. So I love to be outside just getting some fresh air. It just feels so good because I can come out whenever. I don't have to be told.
Even 3 years later,
yes.
Does it still has an impact?
Yes, it does. And it feels good.
Wow.
Yes.
Talk about that new baby you have, a 2-year-old son, and motherhood of and before, what that's like, just being a mother, having to really think about the fact of what happened with you at such a young age and what that means as far as you now as a mother, what you will probably adopt in mothering your son, that maybe because of having been incarcerated, having the experience of having your freedoms taken away from you.
Shout out to my mother. Hello, Mama, I love you. You're so beautiful. Being a mother is the most beautifulest thing. This is my first experience. Waking up to him, going to sleep with him, just feeding him, bathing him, spending time with him, teaching him. That's my daily life. He's a smart little boy. He's about to hit 2, and my grandma, when I was pregnant with him, his name was Trouble. He is living up to that name. But he's so beautiful. I just love taking care of him because that's my responsibility, and it feels good. It feels so good to be a mother. It's hard, being a single mother, taking care of him, but I love the challenge and I love the struggle because it built, me and him together, and he's my right-hand man.
We do have a caller on the line. Caller, thank you so much for tuning into the Iron Sharpens Iron show.
He is living up to that name. Hello.
Okay, we can barely hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Love taking care of
Okay.
Can you turn your radio down? Turn your radio down, please. It's turn your radio down just a little bit for us.
All right. Hello.
There you go.
Is this a Tanisha lady?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to tell her that the good Lord put it on my heart, just to stay encouraged and be happy that she's home and trying to do the right thing, and that we love her and we hope that she continues on the right path in her life.
Well, thank you so much for that.
Thank you. God is good.
All the time.
Yes, all the time.
Thank you for calling into the Iron Sharpens Iron show.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day.
You too now.
You too.
512-836-2887 if you want to join into the conversation. Tanisha, coming forward a little bit, what are some of the things that you have successfully done since you've been home now? A lot of people have the challenges of having their IDs, they don't have their identification, so therefore they can't get jobs. It takes them a little while to get all those things together. In thinking about the fact that you got in custody at such a young age, at 15, work experience, not necessarily being there because you hadn't really had time to start working. Right. Those things, what are some of your successes? Were those some of the barriers that you had, like not having an ID, or was it that you did have those things because you had such a supportive mom and family? Talk about the things that have been barriers for you right now because of having been incarcerated, and those things that have not been a part of your current success.
2 months after I was out, got out May 2019. Got my driver's license in 2 months, which was July. I had everything as far as like my Social Security card, because I was on parole for 8 months. Support from my mother, my family, they was there all the way. My mom, she was there the whole time that I was locked up, and she's still here. She's being a nanny right now with my son.
All right, shout out to Gail the nanny.
So, my little brother, he the one that taught me, about the computers, the applications, to apply for a job, how to write a resume, He was a big support.
Shout out to your brother.
He was tough on me, you know, but I liked it because, you know, he was like, I'm gonna tell you how to do it. I'm gonna watch you, you know. If you do it wrong, you know, I'm gonna correct you, and I like that. You know, he didn't
Made
just
you
want
do
to.
it.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna do it.
Yeah.
And I like that. You know, correction is the best teacher.
Yeah. And hands on.
Oh yeah.
We do have a caller. Caller, thank you so much for calling the Iron Sharpens Iron show.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. My name is Courtney, and I wanted to see if I could just comment to Tanisha.
Go ahead. We hear you.
Did you say go ahead?
Yes.
Okay, my name is Stephanie, and I am Tanisha's cousin. I'm married to one of her cousins, and I just wanted to say how proud of her we are, and that we're always praying for her to do good. And Tanisha holds a special place in my heart because of her story. So I'm so proud of her for getting out there and speaking about this.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your call. Thank you for listening. Continue to listen to the Iron Sharpens Iron show.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. 512-836-2887. Tanisha, you know, I hear the different people calling in and saying that they're happy to hear your story. Yeah. A lot of times when we're doing our show, we have different people on who are talking about their resource providers or their advocates, or they do some type of work towards the criminal justice system. And it's not as often as we have actual people who have lived experience, right. Especially females, to come on the show. So thank you all for listening and supporting this show. And Tanisha, Cleveland, continue to talk about just how things are for you right now today. How are things for you? Do you still struggle with the things of being isolated? We talked about in our office, we talked about you being in segregation, and that you were isolated for a good portion of time. Has that, is that something that still lies in the back of your mind sometime? Do you still deal with the issue of trying to dispel that? Because we recognize that prison does have some things that are irreparable damage. Mm-hmm. But once we take this call, I want you to come back and address those things of experience, how you are dealing with those things today. Good afternoon, caller. You're on the Iron Sharpens Iron show.
Hello, Ms. Cook.
Hello.
How are you?
I am doing really well. It is the afternoon, and I am wide awake, so I'm doing real well.
I just want to chime in on Tanisha and tell her congratulations, and always keep looking up, because that's where your hope comes from, up. And you know what's up there. That's God. I know she had it hard, because I did 10 years myself. And not only did I do 10 years and didn't have anybody to come home to, I did 10 years, and I did it, as Tanisha said, my way. But my way wasn't the right way when I got home. So, Tanisha, keep grinding, baby girl, and you're going to make it. I know you're going to make it, because I can hear it in your voice. You have a great family support system, and that's wonderful. When I got out, my mom had died, and I was basically by myself. I had to reconnect with my daughter and my son, and now things are so much better. I've been working going on 10 years, but it's been a struggle.
Wow.
A big struggle. And I just wanted to let Tanisha know you're going to struggle for a little while. I still can't get some of the things that I want to get. And that kind of hurts me a little bit. And I kind of get down on myself, because I did this to me. But I'm learning how to bounce back, regroup, and go forward. So, Tanisha, kudos to you, young lady. And I don't know you personally, but I am so proud of you.
Thank you so much, and I'm sorry to hear about your mom, and just keep pushing.
Yes. And I know exactly who this is. And so, thank you for your support. Thank you for always calling Iron Sharpens Iron and staying in tune with us. Thank you, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for your call. 512-836-2887 is a call-in number to join in this conversation. Tanisha, address what I was talking about the isolation, the things that you had to experience in custody that may still plague you today, and how you are getting that, continuing to shake those things off.
To be honest with you, Latrice, I'm still a little traumatized from, everything I experienced in there, everything that I seen, that goes on, and everything is hidden in there, so, when I got out, I went through a, depression stage, because I was, gone for so long, and, that's my coping skills. It was broken a lot. But as the days went by, I had to face it. I'm out. I'm not in that, that ugly place. I'm not getting treated like a dog, every day. So, it's just, it been a struggle. It took me like close to 5 months to find a job. Because, the jobs that I applied for, they denied me quick, due to my charge. So it was a struggle, but, after I got my first job, it felt good. My first job, so, and God he was opening doors after that, but he was telling me to be still and know that I'm God.
Yeah.
Get adjusted out here. Stop moving too fast.
Yes.
And that's what I was doing. I wanted to do so much, but I knew I had to,
Pace yourself.
Yes, one day at a time. So, once I kind of slowed down, okay, Lord, I'm gonna let you have your way. That's when doors was opening, and going to work every day, it felt good. The skills that I had in prison is nothing like out here. You can bring those skills as far as,
what was it you told me?
Field squad.
Yeah.
Field squad, that was the worst. And it felt like back in slavery days. You have these guards that's on the horse with their guns.
Wow.
And they dogged us out. We had Aggies. That's what they're called. And we had to cut some hard grass, and we had to cut it until it was dirt.
Wow.
And
that's not a good transitional skill to learn when you get out here.
It's not. I would never want nobody to work like that, because that's very hard work, and you work in rain, sleet, or snow. They don't care if it's 0 degrees. You're gonna get out there
every day.
You're gonna work Monday through Friday.
I want to just say right here, because a lot of people who run nonprofits in this town and authority, they have one of their biggest funding sources, and one of the things that they always put forth is workforce development. They're always looking for funding for workforce development, and I stand by what I said from the beginning, the inception of Melge 18 and a half years ago. And that is, when a person first gets out of prison, the last thing they need to do is be rushed into a job environment, because it is so much that you have to learn how to deal with before you really could be a good employee.
Yes.
There are so many things that you have to address. And even like yourself saying about getting on the job and stuff, there are still things that you are dealing with from your incarceration that you really have to take time to address. And as you're working, these things are still things that you have to address through counseling or whatever, or just like you said, coming even to Melch to have somebody to talk to to deal with some of the issues. So I want to rush back. I want to go back to that particular this particular comment that I'm making about, you know, what you said about pacing yourself and not being so rushed to do all these things because you've been incarcerated so long and you want to be successful here, successful there, yet you still have emotional things that you have to deal with before you get that. And we do have a caller on the line. Caller, thank you. You're on the Iron Sharpens Iron show.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. This is Joanne, Tanisha's aunt. Hey, sweetie.
Hey, Amy.
How are you?
I'm blessed. I can't complain, Amy.
This young lady comes from good stock. Speaking of me. She got a good mom. Tanisha, I'm proud of you. You've done so good. I love you, girl. I just want you to know I was listening to you. And you keep going.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Ms. Joanne, thank you so much for your call. Continue to listen to the Iron Sharpens Iron show.
Okay, bye-bye.
You know, Tanisha, as the calls are coming in and some from your family members, you know, it's really wonderful to hear the support. Yes. And also the support from people who you could talk to, who know who you are, who know what stock you come from. Right. It's always good to have that type of support, and many people don't. And again, even with that support, there is still additional help that is needed for people who have gone in, because it's things that maybe they don't feel comfortable immediately sharing with their families, so that they can come through some things. And when we come back, we're going to finish our time with Miss Tanisha Cleveland. You are listening to the Iron Sharpens Iron show, and I'm your host, Latrice Cook, in the studio with Miss Tanisha Cleveland, and we'll be right back to you. You are tuned into the Iron Sharpens Iron show, and we do have a caller. Caller, thank you for holding. We lost him. 512-836-2887 is the call-in number. Tanisha, continue on talking about just how the transition has been, and some of the things that you are still shaking off from the horrors of TDC. One of the comments that was made by Billy Spivey is that the parole board and parole is something else, because it's like you do your sentence and then you're sentenced twice with parole. So the good thing is that you only had 8 months left on parole and was successful in getting off of that. I think our caller's on the line now. Caller, you're tuned into the Iron Sharpens Iron show.
Hello, Latrice.
Hello.
Hello, Tanisha.
Hello.
This is Tanisha's mother.
Hey, I know that voice.
I didn't recognize that voice. Good.
Yeah, I've been trying to get through for the longest. Yeah, my baby. I'm so proud of her. She's come a long way. She's been through some trials, you know. Mm-hmm. I did that prison life with her.
Absolutely.
You know, when she was angry, I was angrier.
Oh, I know.
Oh, yes. But she's out and she's doing okay. One thing I can say about Tanisha, baby, she's a go-getter.
Yes.
She is so resourceful. I mean, hey, she amazes me. She does.
I am your child.
Yes, baby. She amazes me. She's wonderful.
Well, I want to just say to you, and thank you, Gail, for your call, but I want to just say to you, people don't really realize when your loved one goes to prison, so do you.
Oh,
and
yes,
it really speaks volumes to be able to stand by somebody's side for a long
That's my baby.
Yeah, and not only just being there, but actually many times people are in custody hundreds of miles away from their family. and just driving to be able to be visible so that a person can see. And
that was me.
Yeah. So
every weekend she was there.
Wow.
Yeah, we're going to let them have my baby like that.
Well, we thank you so much. Thank you so much for your phone call, Gail, and just continue to listen to us this morning.
Thank you, Mom. I love you.
Yeah, I love you too. And I heard that nanny. Okay.
Oh,
I heard that comment.
Thank you for your call.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 512-836-2887. Talk about where you are now and how the need for additional assistance, even as you're working, being a mother, a productive citizen for sure at this point in your life, why you still seek additional assistance and help for yourself.
Well, it's hard as a person to have a record to find a job these days. They say on the application they go back 7 to 10 years, but they still judge you by your past, and my charge was almost 23 years ago. When I called Male Justice a few months ago, I was looking, for something, different, compared to the jobs that I was working at, labor jobs. And I ended up calling 211, and they gave me Male Justice.
Wow.
Thank you, Latrice. I met you. When I called, I was on a mission as far as finding a better job, trying to find a place for me and my son, because I was up there in Houston for a year. And another thing, I was on a Male Justice website, and it was, talking about donation, programs and stuff like that, and I'm very interested in things like that, as far as me being a motivational speaker to the young kids that's, out there right now, same place I was, 23 years ago. Just being on your website, it gave me some hope that I can reach out to someone out here and tell them my testimony, the things that I went through. I can help someone. I don't care if it's just one person that I can help. That's a joy to me. Because I wish, somebody outside of my family, like a so-called friend would have reach out to me and say, hey,
straighten up.
That's not, that ain't what it is, but my mom, she stayed on me, and I wouldn't listen, and it's consequences for your actions.
Absolutely.
And I paid my dues. So I mean,
you paid a long dues.
Yeah. So when I called Male Justice, it gave me some hope, and the people that I have met in between that time, I told them about this program. And I was like, hey, you need to get in touch with Miss Latrice Cooks, because they was having problems with their kids, doing wrong. And, you have to really reach out to people, no matter what. You have to get out your comfort zone to help someone. And, I had people that helped me, so I want to be the light in people's life to help them, especially when they going down the wrong road. Somebody need to catch them, and sometimes, you have to show tough love towards people, because they have to learn like I did, but if you can help someone while they in their mess,
Yes.
you know, you can save them, but a person gotta want to be saved. They gotta want to change. They have to make better decisions.
And it's tough out here right now.
Yes.
Life is, like you said, when you think about things that were going on when you were 15 and that pulled you into a lifestyle of trouble and mayhem.
Yes.
Things are so different now, and it's just so much more. The drugs are far worse than they ever were.
Yes.
There is less family involvement. People are being literally raised on things that they see on a device and on social media context that, fast money, big cars, all these things are denotions of success, when in actuality it actually puts pressure on people.
Yes.
It actually puts more and more pressure on people to have more and do more in the wrong way to obtain it.
Right.
And especially when people are actually not having success in finding jobs that may not even have a felonious background. We're coming down to our wire, and I want to give you, Tanisha, the opportunity to say what it is that you aspire to do. With Through Melge, you talked about that you would like to do, get on the, be a public speaker and to talk about these issues and things, and to work with the young people who could be going down the wrong road. Is that something that you aspire to do from a volunteerism, or are you looking to speak more to women or directly to youth, or both?
Both.
Okay.
Because as a woman, it's a blessing when you have somebody in your corner that can really listen and understand you as a woman, your struggles, your flaws. It's a lot of lost souls out there that need to be taken lightly, and they need someone to reach out to them. Take their time. In this world right now, people don't have time for you.
Yes.
They don't know what it is to sit down and really, talk, just talk and just listen. Sometimes people just need you to listen to them and, give them as much wisdom and knowledge that they need as far as coping out here and doing the right thing and thinking before you react to situations, because it's going to cost you, and a lot of people, they don't think, they reacting, and they need someone to, talk about their life experience. Like me, I was 15. I lost my life at 15.
Wow. So, people, you all have been tuned into the Iron Sharpens Iron show and this wonderful guest, Tanisha Cleveland. As we run to a close, I want to just say to you, if you have any interest in speaking with her or inviting her to some of your events, maybe even to talk to your children, or a woman who is really going through, who has just come out of the system, you can contact us at our office, 512-473-2525. Again, that number is 512-473-2525, and we will be able to get you in touch with Miss Cleveland. As I give her the mic to give her last shout outs and her final words, I just want to say I appreciate being able to have this opportunity to sit here during the lunch hour and speak to the people who support and listen to KAZI. Incarceration is such a serious issue, and people coming out is such a serious issue. And so we just want to implore you to stay involved and to reach out to us. And if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, please to contact us here at the station, 512-836-2887, or at the mail center, 512-473-2525. And as you know, your success is important to us.
To go to D.C. from Oakland, but when I get there, I got to get in contact with Scooby. I say what? The godson. Go.
Another day we get to get it right. Hey, another day we get to get it right. Come on, another day we got to get it right. Yes sir, another day to get funky, Another day we get to get it right.
You're listening to KAZI Austin.